Welcome to the Gym Secrets Podcast with myself, Cale Owen, Mike Ferreira, and Ed Turney. This podcast has one simple goal: make gym owners wildly successful. We have each owned or currently own profitable gyms. And over the past 5 years, we have helped over 5,000 gyms become massively profitable through the secrets we will share on this podcast. And if you listen in closely, we guarantee that you will be able to build a wildly profitable gym. Enjoy. And as always, if you find value in this, do us a massive favor and just share this with other gym owners that you know. All right, welcome to the Gym Secrets Podcast. On this episode, we are going to break down what we fondly call the wedding cake gym profit model, the most profitable gym business model in the entire world. Here with Ed and Mike, we're going to crush this. I'm going to just go ahead and kick this off, guys. If you're cool with it, we'll start breaking this down. For those of you that are watching this, if you're just listening to this, I'm sharing my screen and we're walking through a visual of what this looks like. So if you want to watch this, you should head to our YouTube channel to check this out. The link will be somewhere in the description of this podcast down below, but you can go to our YouTube to check it out. But we're going to walk through this. So the idea behind this is you think of stacking different services as different layers of a cake. And we divided the cake into two things. You've got the cake part, which is that thick, beautiful cake that you always want to have that makes up most of an actual cake that you eat. We think of that as EFT, meaning reoccurring revenue. And then you've got the icing. The icing is front-end cash, meaning cash that you collect upon sale when you sell something. And icing is really cool because it's literally icing on the cake. But our goal is to stack EFT, stack reoccurring revenue. But both can feed into building $100,000 or more per month gym. And so here's how this looks, and just math broken down. If you look at the bottom layer, you could make $40,000 a month just by having a very simple offer on the front end. And when you look at this on the left-hand side, you'll see is the icing section. I probably should have labeled this better where it's icing. And then on the right-hand side is reoccurring revenue and what it leads into. So on the left-hand side, on the very bottom, it's $40,000 a month. This is if you're offering a 21-day, 28-day, or 6-week challenge. You could sell it from anywhere between $200 to $600. We suggest $599 for the 6 week. It's by far the best. But if you sell 15 people a month, you're roughly doing 10K or more, right? You can do more than 10K depending on your price. You can do slightly less, but you're doing 10K. You're signing up 15. Then over time, what will happen is as you begin to take those challengers, those people that are coming in on a trial, and convert them to a reoccurring member, now you move them into large group training. And so this is the base layer. This is the foundation. This is the basement. We got to take time to build the foundation within a group training facility. So large group, when you get to the point where you have 150 members paying you anywhere between $167 to $199, which we suggest $199 every 28 days, that means you're doing 30K in EFT plus the 10K on the front end. You're doing 40K a month just from that. You have no other programs. And our suggestion is build until you get to this point. There's a reason we have, this is super key. There's a reason that we have it as 150 members because everything leads into the next part because you need a good base of members to pull from if you want to upsell them. Once you have this set, you should probably, by this time, you're already good at marketing. You're also already fairly decent at systems and your churn is probably very manageable at this point. And if everything is hunky-dory and looking good, we move to the next layer. The next layer is a very simple bolt-on to a normal membership. You're not doing anything crazy. All you're doing is adding in custom nutrition and accountability. Think of it like macros, okay? So you're just doing custom macros, custom nutrition with bi-weekly check-ins. If you want to do it more frequently, that's up to you. But all you're doing is bolting on a nutrition service to your current large group members. Here's the cool part about this though. If you're looking at this on the visual, you can do front-end sales where you just sell custom nutrition and accountability to people.
Yep.
So think of the members, if you're a large group training facility and you have someone come in and they are looking to transform their body, but they already have a membership somewhere else and it's maybe a slightly longer drive, or you want to increase the radius of your advertising and reach more people, this gives you an incredible opportunity to still serve people, make really good money, and not have to worry about them coming into your gym, which is all margin for you, by the way. So way higher margin here. So you can make up to $30,000 or more per month just doing this. We have gyms that are doing well over that just doing this. But on the front end, you can sell $1,000 to $4,000 packages. And let's just say you're selling it at $1,000 for 12 weeks, which is well below the bottom of the barrel pricing. So well below. And you sell 5 people a week on this. That's $5,000 a month. Okay. Or 5 people over the course of a month. So sorry, a little over 1, basically 1 per week. and you make $5,000 in the front end. Then over time, what happens is you start building this other program. And once you get to 75 people, which you can pull from your large group and you can sell into it. Once you get to 75 people who are paying you $330 a month for this, which is what it should be priced at as a bolt-on service to your large group, or even as a standalone, you can charge this $330 a month. You're adding another $25,000 in EFT. So at this point, guys, we're at $70,000 a month in total revenue, counting front end cash and back end. And you're not even selling a ton of people into the program. This takes time. This won't happen overnight. If you want to go faster, just sell more people into the program, right? But you haven't even started a new training block. You haven't added a brand new training program into your facility yet. You don't need to hire more trainers. You don't have to do anything else because you just add as you go. And you probably, at this point, from our training or what we've seen within gyms, especially with the custom nutrition and accountability, one person can handle those 75 clients all day. Mm-hmm. You just need one person to manage them. Okay. Then from there, the next step, and this is really important, don't do the next step. Don't do the third layer until you have at least 150 members in your large group training facility. But the next step is where the gold mine happens. And this is semi-private. This is where you make the big margins. Maybe not the big bucks, but the big margins, because you should never pay your trainers more for these sessions, but you can charge a lot more for this because it's more attention. And so at this third level, the icing is you're selling $1,500 to $7,500 packages for anywhere between 12 to 52 week programs on the front end. Again, you just sell 5 people, you're making $10K minimum, guys, minimum. This is super easy to sell. Very easy to sell. You can make $10K on the front end in cash collected. And then as you build, I have it put as really low, by the way, 20 people on EFT at $500 a month, which is actually lower, by the way. That price point is lower than what we suggest inside of our program and what our clients are getting. All of a sudden, you're at another $10K in EFT. So you added another $20,000 on top. You're over the $1 million mark, and you're only doing large group and semi-private with a bolt-on nutrition component. Mm-hmm. And for anyone wondering, the semi-private, that pricing includes the bolt-on custom nutrition and accountability. You don't have to add that onto the semi-private. The whole point is to have that all-inclusive style program where it includes that, because it's a higher price program, more touch points. It's 4-on-1, so 4 clients, 1 coach coming in. And then the next step up top, and we'll do a podcast just on this, is internal programs. So the next layer up. Internal programs, in my opinion, are sorely underused by most gyms, especially group training facilities, but I would say big boxes as well. Like if you're a health club, you should be rocking out internal programs as much as possible. But these are a phenomenal way to increase retention inside of your gym, collect more cash, but more importantly, be a feeder system into your higher ticket programs like semi-private or nutrition and accountability, hybrid. Custom nutrition and accountability and hybrid are literally the exact same thing. But you should easily be able to upsell anywhere between 20 to 40% of the people that partake in an internal program into these types of programs. And unfortunately, most people don't do that. And a lot of people also don't do it, and they get used to it because they don't have a semi-private program in place. They just have one layer of the cake, large group, and they've never instituted semi-private. And they love doing internal programs. They don't really charge much for them, so they don't make much money. They could be great for keeping retention high, but over time, it becomes a cost center for them. And then when they do roll out semi-private, they don't use it as a feeder system for semi-private because it's ingrained in their system. But if you use this as an opportunity to upsell people, all of a sudden you're adding another $5,000, $10,000 a month. And even if it was just $5,000 over the course of a year, when you're running anywhere between 4 to 6 different programs, internal programs a year, all of a sudden, like you're adding a lot more to the LTV of the client. You're adding a lot more to the average monthly value of the client. You're increasing their length of engagement, which ultimately at long-term, you're increasing the LTV, which is the whole point. And by this point, you're at $95,000 a month just off this. You haven't sold any products, haven't done anything else.
Yeah, I think something really, really important here too. It's like there's 2 things. There's a supply and demand curve inside of your gym. So if you launched it before you had the large group full, or roughly full 80, 90% of capacity, you're not going to get a great take for more attention, right? If your classes are already super small, like 6-on-1, 7-on-1, no one's going to pay 3 times the price for 4-on-1, right? There has to be a demand. So create demand first. But also, I actually experienced this as a client. I went to a gym that was like a premium $500 a month thing, and they gave me everything that's on this list for one price, and I didn't use any of it. Because when it's not actually broken out and you don't pay for things separately, you don't actually attribute value to it. you actually only attribute value to the thing that you're like into doing. So like I liked the programming that I got. I didn't like the mandatory meetings of nutrition and macros and like he did all the things we're talking about, but he only charged one price for it and it was all inclusive because we think that's a better offer. But actually splitting things out and having people make a second buying decision, a third buying decision, a fourth buying decision, that actually gets them better results. Because when they pay attention. So the second time they pay, they actually get more results as opposed to trying to do everything all together, burning yourself out. And like Cale said, it becomes a cost center.
And it's also important to understand that your clients there's different spending wallets available for each client, right? So they're going to come to your gym and they're looking for fitness. So that's one spending wallet. But then there's also apparel. Like, where are they going to go for apparel? What if you could dip into that spending wallet by providing them exceptional apparel? Then the other side is food or supplements. Supplements is by far the easiest, most profitable, and the most effective in doing two things: affecting change, behavior change in your clients, and transformation change within it, but also increasing retention. Because there's another piece of this, which is really important about spending wallets, is the more that your clients spend with you, the higher the retention. People are going to be like, no shit, right? Well, yes, because if they keep spending their money with you every single month, they're going to stay. But if you can dip into other spending wallets, now those spending wallets are attached to you, and that money is going to be attached to you over time. That's going to increase the LTV, but more importantly, it's going to increase your retention across the board. And so if you just did these 4 layers right here, you're at $95,000 a month. That's conservative, by the way, very conservative. And if you notice on these numbers, this is less than 225 members inside of a gym, because there's going to be a split between semi-private, split between custom nutrition. There's all a split between those, but like at most you're at 245 members. At most. 75 of them potentially could not even step foot in your gym if you wanted to. So
I was just going to say if you look at the front end here on layer 2 and 3, that's only selling 5 into custom nutrition accountability, right? A month, 5 into semi-private a month, and it just stacks. And I think it's also good to note that like we've seen super successful models maybe do 4 of the 5 layers or 3 of the 5 layers, but they do them very, very well, right? Mm-hmm. But the key is to not ever skip that base. Like you need that large base to create that demand. Like Ed, like nobody's in pain. Nobody wants more attention if there's only 6 people in class, right?
Right.
So I don't know if you want to we didn't get to the top one, right?
We got to get to the top, and we definitely need Ed to talk about this. The top is supplements. So just talk about supplements. So Ed, break it down.
Okay. We'll do a full podcast on this, but in short, it's at the top of the wedding cake model, but this actually happens at every step of the process because supplements is icing at every level. So someone signs up for a front-end program, their next meeting is nutrition onboarding, where you're going to make recommendations and basically say, what flavor do you want? You're going to add $50, $100, $200 in supplement sales to that person. That person gets better results because they buy again. And they're also, this is a really important piece that I drive home coaching all the gym owners. Your job at onboarding is to be exceptional, to wow them, and also make them coachable. If a client is not coachable, they will not get results. I don't think there's any trainer on the earth that would disagree with that. First step to making them coachable is taking your first piece of advice, which is you need these products. So you actually make them more coachable, they get more results. Every time we split test, like the ones that did buy versus didn't buy, the ones that bought subs get better results because of the coachability aspect. Then as you climb the ladder and you upsell custom nutrition accountability, semi-private, whatever the next thing is for you, there's another opportunity for product sales. And here's the best part about this like virtuous buying cycle. The people that buy the front end thing and then buy the supplements and then convert to long-term are going to be most likely to then take the next upsell. And then they're going to be most likely to take the next upsell. So it is actually an ethical decision to continue to offer more things to your clients as they climb this ladder. And you'll start to recognize the activation points, the ones that pay in full for the year. They will also buy all the supplements. They will also sign up for the internal challenges. They will also sign up for the extra coaching and accountability. You have to identify those people, and you have to strategically sit down with them at least once a quarter and sell them the next thing. Because if people don't keep buying, they don't keep paying, they stop paying attention, and they just start to think, I got to cancel that thing that I don't use. Give them another opportunity to pay you so they pay more attention and keep getting results.
I love that.
What I couldn't believe is the first time we launched, supplements, started offering products. I had all sorts of limiting beliefs around it, right? But saw this model, went all in on it. And it only took about 60 to 90 days to start stacking, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in recurring revenue just from product sales because it was such an easy sale. Like I thought it would be like arm wrestling clients to, after joining a membership or paying for a challenge, a few days later offering some supplements and seeing pitching them on products that were $100, $200. I thought it was going to be difficult. I couldn't believe how many people wanted to buy everything available to them. Like just anything and everything that the trainers took, they wanted it. And it just made me realize we had been in business for 10 years and we had not been offering anything else other than that first purchase.
How many years has it been since you've been selling Prestige subs, Mike?
3. Well, no, I mean, probably 4 years, right? Yeah, 4.
Okay, so I just pulled up your numbers. You've done $339,000 in supplements in 4 years. So that's an extra $85,000 a year that you've added. And by the way, Mike's never actually done any of the sales himself. His team's only
I did the first one, man.
The very first one.
Mostly to break beliefs around my team. But it was incredible to see how easy it was, right?
It's because it's not a sale.
It's not a sale.
It's not a sale.
Yeah.
I remember the first time having the conversation, the very first time when we did the beta with Prestige Labs, the very first conversation I had with someone was an old school client that had been with me for a long time. And I'm super nervous because I had always been preaching, you're good, just eat chicken, eat more veggies, take your multivitamins. And I remember sitting down, went through the whole backstory of why we decided to go with Prestige Labs, being a sponsored athlete, going through the whole part. And I remember sitting there and I went through and sold them what we call a 4-banger. So it's 4 products and got to the end and they were like, cool, what else should I get? At that moment, I was like, this is going to blow up. They were like, what else should I get?
Yep.
And this was a client that for years had been listening to me, trusting me and deciding that, hey, you know what? I'm going to try some of these supplements. And they had dabbled in different supplements. And then when I presented a better option for them, something that would help them reach their goals as someone that they trusted, it went so smoothly, so easily. And then from then on, we just kept selling more and more subs. And it was incredible. That was the first, and I was fortunate enough, that was the very first time that I did it. It broke a ton of beliefs for me. But it's something that if you're not doing, you need to do. And if you want to do it right, we will train you for free at Prestige Labs. And Ed and his team will do that. And you can sign up for free to be an affiliate and get the highest commissions in the marketplace by far just by doing it. We'll give you all the support that you need. We will literally coach you for free on how to provide supplements to your members. We'll give you the decks. We'll give you the coaching. It's an incredible community that Ed has built over at Prestige Labs. And if you're a gym owner wondering, how do I offer supplements? How do I use it to increase retention? Then how do I get better results for my clients? Can't talk about, obviously we're super biased, but Prestige Labs has been a part of our lives for a long time. And we've seen it be an incredible opportunity for so many gym owners. I mean, how much in commissions have we paid since 2018?
We're just about to cross 20 million in commissions paid to gym owners. Just about to cross it.
Commissions, guys. $20 million to gym owners just like you around the United States, North America, that have been selling this and providing these supplements for their clients. So just by offering it to them, because they're going to get it somewhere. So why not be you?
Well said.
Okay, cool, guys. If you got value from this, appreciate y'all. Go to YouTube if you're listening to this. There's a visual here. It'll be a little bit easier to follow along when you watch this or when you're listening to this. So watching it makes it a little bit easier. But as always, if you find value in this, leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a review. But more importantly, share this with a gym owner who's just like you, who needs help. And if they suck at running a gym, this is for them. So our goal is to unsuck a lot of gyms and make it much easier so that you guys can make a lot more money inside of your gyms. I'm trying to come up with the craziest things that could possibly get people to keep
I don't know if we'll use that engaged. One again, but yeah.
No, we probably won't, but I'm just coming up with so many on the fly. I'm trying to figure out a way to make you not suck inside of your gym, because we all have done it. So instead of you having to pay the ignorance tax, we've already done that for you. You can just learn from us or join Gym Launch and get it all done, most of it done for you, and you can learn exactly how to do it. Either way, you guys have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one.